All right, so we're heading into the home stretch here. Just got off the field. Great day for the defense. They really got after the offense. Saturday was sort of the other way around. The offense got the better of the defense at times. So I've been pleased with the back and forth, the development of sort of what we're trying to get done on offense, and then the kids on defense building some depth. So we'll look forward to Saturday. We're gonna play the scrimmage as an offense versus defensive scrimmage. We just have a lot of guys banged up, so we'll need to be able to roll guys and keep guys fresh to make sure we don't have any more injuries. So. But we're pleased with the spring. I think our kids understand what we want, and they're practicing at a high level. We've got real leadership and maturity, and I'm really pleased with it, to be quite honest. So with that, I'll see if you guys have any questions.
How will you guys, obviously it's a little different from what you've done past years. How are you going to just kind of work the format?
Yeah, they'll just get offense will get points when they score. Defense will get points when they stop them. So I think we did it here with Al maybe the first year. I don't remember Steve, but. At the end of the day, I always have to try to make sure it's safe, and just putting 2 D tackles on one team is just, and making them play is might be a little unsafe at times. So we'll play we'll play them straight through. So.
I guess in the past you've never put a lot of emphasis on the spring game. It's kind of been more for fun to celebrate. Is that kind of just going to be the same attitude?
Yeah, I think just because of the young kids there's so many young guys playing, I think we're gonna. We'll just keep it. Try to get it some work done. Try to get it like a normal scrimmage. I think at this point, everyone that's seen us play and we played them, there's no really hiding things anymore. They know what we do. Penn State, Cincinnati, UMass. We are who we are. So we'll go play and see, see how those young guys can handle the pressure of playing in a game. So we'll do a couple of fun little things, I think, but overall we'll just it'll be a scrimmage game for us. He's had a good spring. He's made plays when we've needed him to. He had a couple big plays on Saturday. He's tough. He's smart, and I think for him, it's just important to get through these next 3 days and continue to try to take one more step. Then he can really use the summer to get bigger and stronger, and just continue that development process, so that when he goes out in the fall, one thing about college football, you're 18, you're going against 22-year-old guys sometimes, and so you can get overwhelmed, and so he'll need one more summer really to make sure that he's not overwhelmed by the older guys and the bigger guys.
Keith Kirkwood was granted a hardship last year midway through the season. What's his status, and what are your expectations for him?
He's had a good spring. He was out for 4 or 5 practices with an injury. But I think he's light years ahead of where he was last year. He's come a long way. Just having a chance to lift with us, get to know the offense. We kind of threw him out there last year, and he made some plays for us at times. But I think he's a guy that has a chance to be a really solid receiver for us. And he's a big physical kid. He can get down the field. He can catch the ball down the field. And he's another guy. Now that he's back in there, he's starting to catch back up and having a good spring to finish things out. Yeah, I can't. We haven't, because we haven't signed a letter of intent. I can't say anything about anybody like that.
What's your evaluation of the wide receiver position?
I think they're getting way better. I think Sam Benjamin's really helped. I think Coach Jackson's done a really nice job. John Christopher only practices on Saturdays because of his class schedule, so he always helps when he's out there. I think that we just need one more guy to step up and just be a guy, right? I think Sam's shown some flashes. Ventel's shown some flashes. We have a lot of other guys that are going to contribute, like Keith, like Romand. Would you be great for just one of those guys to really step up and be the guy? Whether it's one of the kids coming in, whether it's one of the guys we have right now. You just need one more big play threat, for us to be a viable deal. So I'm pleased with them. They're working hard, but it's just who's going to step up and be the guy. I still don't know that, and probably won't know it until we get in the games, to be quite honest.
Is that what you kind of missed from this year?
Well, I think Jalen tried to do it at times, and I think Jalen, when he was healthy, showed some flashes of great, some great play. But really, other than that, we had a lot of guys that just, you're young, you're playing with freshmen and sophomores, you're going to deal with that sometimes. But we just needed one more guy to step up and be a threat, be a matchup problem. And I think some of those guys are ready to do that this year. So. Yeah, he's practicing full go, other than just no contact to the ground, as he just recovers from knee surgery. But, he's working really hard. He's, mentally, technique-wise, I expect him to be one of the better corners, if not the best corner in the league this year. He can run. He's You know, he's played a lot of football, so he's got a lot of experience. Are you comfortable there? I can hold it for you if you'd like. Okay. He has a lot of experience, and I think he's going to be one of the better corners, if not the best, in the conference. And I think this spring's been good for him. He's had a chance to learn. He's had a chance to coach the young guys. He's gotten a lot of reps without stressing or injuring that knee.
You mentioned JC. He's your top returner as far as catches go. What do you see as his role coming in his last year?
Just continue to be that slot receiver, that inside guy. We think we have some really big, physical guys outside that can create some matchups, and we expect him to go inside, win on linebackers, win in zone coverage, and I know he can do that. So he's our backup snapper, backup holder, backup punt returner, so he can kind of do a bunch of different things. And he's also a guy that everyone on the team respects. I mean, he's a tremendous student, tremendous worker, tremendous person. He touches everybody on the team. So I think he also has that element, but I expect him to have a really good senior year.
You mentioned you were happy with the leadership and the maturity. How important are guys like Tyler and Matt to that process?
And I'm going to make sure I say the right Nick.
Yeah, Kyle Friend.
Kyle. Okay, I'm sorry. No, I just didn't want. I want to make sure I answered it right. Well, I think the biggest thing is, as a matter of fact, the officials were at practice on Saturday, and I had a couple of those guys out because it was live and it was for some of the younger kids. And they even the officials from the league commented, boy, your guys. I mean, Matt Ioannidis is a coach. He's out there coaching. He's ranting and raving, running up and down, making the young guys run to the ball, and they listen to him because, he does it, right? He plays. So, I think he cares a great deal about that room and the defense. And the same thing with Tyler, same thing with Tavon. Will Hayes jumps out. I mean, he's just a leader in terms of how we do everything on defense. On offense, Kyle Friend really is the guy on offense, but Eric Lofton's getting Colin Thompson. So there's a really healthy leadership of older guys and some younger guys. And what it is this, and it's really hard to explain it for your first 2 years. On the field, we hold ourselves to a standard of hey, we're going to practice like this. And you don't want to really practice like that, right? I don't want to practice like that some days. I'm tired. You're tired. And we all go out there and we demand it of each other. And that means we got to run up and down and yell and scream and come on, let's go, and sometimes we're having fun. Sometimes it's not fun. But on the field, you want everyone to buy into that standard. And our kids, they're great with each other. They hold each other to that standard. So it means I have to hold you there. But if I'm not living up to it, I also have to be willing to be led and say, you know what, you're right, I'm not doing it. And that's what those guys are doing. They're never taking anything personal. They're pushing each other. And players coach players a lot better than coaches coach players. When players start doing it, it becomes a culture, then everyone buys into it. And that's why our young guys, I couldn't be happier with a lot of those kids. They've got good attitudes, and they're doing what the older guys say, and the older guys are living up to it. They're not just talking, right? They're doing it. So I think it's a very healthy culture right now in the locker room.
Brian Carter's played both sides of the ball a couple times since he's been here. He said today he thinks he's found the home. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought he was an O-lineman the whole time. He just wouldn't listen to me. But I expect him to be. I tell him. I expect him to be all conference. That's what I'm not saying he will yet. He's got a lot to learn, but he'll end up being that. He's powerful. He's the strongest guy on the team. Well, one of them, Kyle, will probably fight me now for saying that, but one of the strongest guys on the team at a young age. He's smart. He's competitive. Really good athlete. He could play D-line. That's how good of an athlete he is. So I expect him to be a really, really big, strong, powerful guard for us.
Besides Tyler, Kyle, and Matt, do you expect any of your seniors to make the jump to the next level?
Oh, yeah, I think we'll have a bunch of guys next year get invited to the combine. I think we'll have a bunch of guys get drafted. I think we'll have a bunch of guys that'll be free agents to make teams. I think we have 6, 7 guys have a chance to play pro football that are seniors next year.
What are your expectations on the topic of praise coming into be the 6th season of eligibility? How do you feel like he'll do?
Well, so this will be his fourth year, and then he just won the 5th year. So I think having that extra year is really going to help him because he has a chance to be dominant. He didn't practice on Saturday, so he came out there today fresh-legged and really kind of ruined the practice at times. And that's kind of what I'm used to, be quite honest. Some of the D-linemen I've been around in my time here, the Junior Gallettes, Adrian Robinsons, Muhammad, they would ruin practice. And Praise and Matt do that. So I think to have Praise for 2 more years is great for us, great for him, and I expect him to be a contender for Conference Defensive Player of the Year this year. I expect him to get not just stats, right? I expect him just to be disruptive, play hard, and we've got a good group of kids underneath him, so he doesn't have to play all the time. He can rotate. That's it. Hey, thank you very much.